Hello, and in today's video I'm choosing a slightly different format, and this video concerns the 5 or 6 parter that I wish to do, that I think if there's any knowledge that I could distill on the community, this would be it. So today's episode I am going to talk about connections. Why are connections important? Now, firstly, I want to start off with me. So that's me. I'm in the center. This is my first ounce. I specialize in certain things. So, as people know, I'm good at sourcing things. I'm good at cheap gold. I'm good at finding one-offs, you know? So why does it matter that you are connected to me? It matters because I am connected to other people. So for me to buy cheap gold, I have a cheap gold guy. He will sell me stuff like, for example, sovereigns. He will sell me, on this occasion, Mexican gold, although they don't come up often. You know, my connection to him and my relationship with him means the gold is cheaper. I'm also good at hitting the London dealers up for cheaper stock. So, London dealers. Now, it's very good to get on first name basis with the people you deal with. They are people like you and I. And they will do you wonders, you know. If you're on good name basis, then they will look after you. I deal with other UK dealers, such as on Facebook. Facebook dealers. And on occasions, I will get stuff like these. These were bought from a well-known dealer. They're half-ounce mice. By the way, the London dealers, stuff like this. Small gold, which I can't get from my cheap gold guy. I'm also connected to a guy in Asia who sells me these. I'm going to write Asia silver note. Guy. But these are the people that I buy from. You know, I rarely sell, but I often trade. Now, these are not all my connections, but these are what I personally specialize in. And what you'll find that, for example, let's take another deal. Let's take Bob. Giving Bob a shout out, by the way. He's behind the brand Silverstan. So, if I want stuff made, I will go to Bob. If I want to do a deal with him on stock, for example, Coca-Cola caps, which we've done in the past, I will go to Bob. If I want poured stuff, I'm going to Bob, you know. So, what I'm saying is that I have enough connections in place for me to be good at buying. But also, what you want, this is on the buy side. So, connections on the buy side. What you want is connections on the sell side. So, let's say UKSS. So anything in red is on the sell side. Now, I try and get on with everyone. It's not possible to get on with everyone, but there's a lot of people who I'll ask, what do you collect? And it's not because I literally want to sell them the earth. That's not true. I am genuinely interested in what they do collect. It also means that if I get something that's a bit special in, and I know they collect it, I can say, look, I've got this in. Does it interest you? You know. So what that means is, say I'm dealing with a cheap gold guy, and he manages to get an item in, which he sometimes does, and I know someone I know collects it from UKSS. I can do this. Like, hey, cheap gold guy, I've got a client who likes this type of stuff. Do you have it? Yes, I do have it. It's just come in the shop. Okay. So we agree a price. I will agree a price with the guy. And I know that I can have a stock within a day. I also know that the stock is going to be quality because he will give me pictures, and I will give him an absolute kicking if the quality isn't good, because it reflects badly on me. Now, this is what I call arbitrage. Actually, I think everyone calls it arbitrage. You know, but it's important to have these little connections. So, for example, if I have a customer from UKSS who comes to me and he's like, hey, Sean, do you have this? And I don't. But Bob, do you have that? Yes, Bob has it. Okay, I'll send that to Bob. I don't expect anything in return off him. But at the same time, I know he appreciates it, and if something comes his way that he doesn't personally have, he will send it to me, and vice versa. It's not a problem. We're all trying to make a bit of bread, you know, and he's a reasonable man. So what I'm trying to say is that by having connections, the more you have, the more scope you have to deal. But having connections is not enough. And that is something that I will address in the rest of the tutorials. It's something that it takes skill to work on, and it's something that if you don't build up your connections, you shouldn't be buying this type of stuff or this type of stuff. You should be buying this type of stuff here. Because if you don't have the connections, when you come to sell it, you will have to go to the easiest point of sale, which will be to the dealers or to eBay, and you won't be able to maximize your returns. One of the major reasons that I try and trailblaze with new connections wherever in the world is because I want as many outlets to sell my stock as possible. So with these notes, I actually sold some of these notes to my cheap gold guy and they didn't work. I've also sold them to various parts of the world where it did work. So just because something in one part of the world doesn't work in another part of the world, it doesn't mean that will happen everywhere. So for part 1 of my tutorial, the main lesson, so number 1 lesson is be connected. And also be friendly with your connections, because friends do business with each other and they will give you better terms. You know, I will often give better terms to people who I do a lot of business with, and I do a lot of business with them because they're my friends. So yeah, that's for part 1 of my 5 to 6 part tutorial. Take care, guys.